Hey guys, Vicefister here again with a new boss preview from beta raid testing. This time it's Sennarth, the Cold Breath. We first start off on the lower platform as she hangs from her web. She's accompanied by one large spider and a pack of smaller ones, both of which we'll be seeing often throughout the fight, but more on that later. The first mechanic is Breath of Ice, which sprays icy ground across the platform. This stuff does damage to you when stepped in and also makes you slide in a direction, similar to the physics of walking on ice in famous platformers like Super Mario 64 or The Legend of Zelda. Poor positioning is death on this fight, so avoid this as much as possible. The large spider also spits out cones of this. Chilling Blast is your standard spread mechanic to avoid exploding on one another while random players are targeted by enveloping webs, a dot which leaves a slow field of sticky webbing behind their feet as they move. Sennarth will periodically charge up a suck-in mechanic, which will then try to throw you from her platform to an icy end. And then this creep gets a little crawly. Throughout the encounter, Sennarth slowly ascends to multiple platforms, beckoning us to her apex of ice. Her relentless assault of slows, slick ice, stuns, and pulls persist even while players scramble up her steps, so planning movement, maximizing casts, preparing for her combinations of mechanics is crucial at all points. Her mass vacuum ability, Gossamer Burst, occurs at set points of her ascent, so plan around this accordingly. The sticky webbing I mentioned earlier that drops from players targeted with enveloping webs prevents displacement, so less mobile classes can quickly step into a web to avoid getting pulled off. Careful though, as touching these webs stack up a debuff that, upon reaching 10, stuns you for 30 seconds, all but sealing your fate. Although there is no health bar to manually break players out with damage, the small spiders that spawn, called caustic spiderlings, explode on death, which destroy wrapped in webs. This explosion does damage to players within 5 yards, but this also removes any stacks of sticky webbing. While sticky webbing stacks naturally fall off over 30 seconds, come Mythic, this explosion will be the only way to avoid eventually getting stunned. There are 4 platforms in total. The first 3 platforms are Phase 1, and upon reaching a new platform she summons forth a swarm of caustic spiderlings and 1 frost breath arachnid. This big spider does not explode on death, but it does spit out cones of icy ground and afflicts the entire raid with a chilling aura. This pulses for damage while also applying a stacking buff that makes it pulse for more damage each time as the fight goes on. Needless to say, this guy needs to get cleaved down quick before your healers get overwhelmed. The good news is that Sennarth has an absolutely massive hitbox, so not only can everyone, including melee, hit her from much further away than it looks like you should, this also means AoE and cleave abilities can reach both the Frost Breath Arachnid and Sennarth pretty easily. You can see my Evoker's Eternity Surge procs almost always hit both of them, despite only being a 12-yard cleave range. Really great forethought they had when designing this fight, because nothing would be more frustrating for such a boss fight than to be plagued with out-of-range issues. Once we've chased her far up the steps to her 4th and final platform, she will detach from her ceiling web and leap at us, to face us on her apex of ice. She covers the entire platform in the slippery icy ground, applying a stacking debuff called Pervasive Cold, which causes the entire raid to take increased frost damage. In her last stand she continues to cast Chilling Blast, the spread mechanic, and summon caustic spiderlings, but she will reverse her other abilities. Gossamer Burst becomes Repelling Burst, which now will push people away from her. Enveloping webs become Suffocating Webs, which now launches the player backwards upon expiration, and instead of dropping webs every second, it drops ice landmines that also launch you. This now becomes just a battle to stay on the platform and burn her down before she kills you. It might just be me, but I am blown away at what I'm seeing in the Vault of the Incarnates. So many fights like Sennarth are just full of thematic flavor, great visuals, and interesting mechanics which are an easy home run for me. Not gonna lie, when I first read through the dungeon journal for this boss months ago, I was quite apprehensive and worried that this encounter could be pretty hit or miss. It was apparent there was going to be a lot of movement akin to Halandras, and luckily, just as they did with that encounter, they nailed it here. I'm really enjoying this whole follow the boss through the massive environment thing they're doing recently, like Halandras, because it's an unforgettable boss. Arguably top 5 bosses of all time. So it looks like they just wanted to try something else and see what they could do with another large travel encounter. Evoker specifically will love this fight, as Hover trivializes a lot of the displacements and DPS on the go. I had a blast here. And that does it for Sennarth the Cold Breath. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more, and check out all the other bosses and raid testing I've covered as well. Bonus points if you want to learn about Evoker while you're here. Thanks again for tuning in, and see you next time.